Leading Pedestrian Intervals, Enhancing Safety for City Walkers. City pedestrians face remarkable risks every day, but could a simple change in traffic signal timing be the key to dramatically improving their safety? Leading Pedestrian Intervals, LPIs, have emerged as a promising solution, giving walkers a head start to cross intersections before vehicles get a green light. But here's where it gets controversial. How effective are these LPIs in truly protecting city walkers, and are they worth the investment and attention they receive? This study dives into the data behind LPIs in New York City to provide clear, evidence-based answers. The investigation leverages publicly accessible datasets from NYC Open Data, including detailed records of motor vehicle collisions dating back to 2012. By combining these crash reports with information on roadway characteristics and exact dates of LPI installations, the researchers created a comprehensive framework to evaluate the real-world impact of LPIs. Additional data on traffic calming measures for turns were also incorporated to paint a fuller picture of safety interventions. Supporting transparency and reproducibility, all data generated during this research are openly available on Zenodo, along with the complete data and a code used for analysis. This allows other experts and the interested public to scrutinize, replicate, or build upon the findings. The significance of pedestrian safety is underscored by global research, including the Global Burden of Disease Study 2019, which details the worldwide impact of injuries and accidents on public health. Pedestrian injuries in road traffic accidents are shown to vary based on social and demographic factors, raising questions about equity and targeted interventions. U.S. data from the Fatality Analysis Reporting System and CDC's injury databases further highlight the urgency of addressing pedestrian risks. New York City's commitment to pedestrian safety is evident through huge financial investments exceeding $900 million aimed at reducing traffic-related injuries and fatalities. Local initiatives, such as the Vision Zero Plan, include deploying LPIs and turn traffic calming schemes designed to minimize conflicts between pedestrians and vehicles. Media coverage and governmental reports provide context on how these strategies are rolled out and perceived. Research studies conducted globally, ranging from field observations in Toronto to evaluations of urban intersections in Oregon and other U.S. cities, support the effectiveness of LPIs in enhancing pedestrian crossing conditions. For example, protected left turn phases combined with LPIs have demonstrated improvements in pedestrian safety. These documented benefits suggest that LPIs are more than just a signaling tweak. They represent a carefully considered approach to urban traffic management. Nonetheless, questions remain. Are LPIs equally effective across all intersection types and neighborhoods? How do LPIs interact with other traffic calming measures? These nuanced inquiries require ongoing analysis and debate. The research was conceptualized and conducted by a multidisciplinary team from Columbia University's Department of Epidemiology, Monash University, and the Association for Socially Applicable Research, ASAR, in India. Their collaborative effort combined expertise in data analysis, methodology, and public health, with funding support from the CDC's Injury Control Research Center and NE fellowships. Importantly, while the conclusions reflect the researchers' views, they do not represent official positions of funding agencies. Ethical transparency is maintained. One author holds leadership roles in several public health organizations unrelated to this article, but no conflicts of interest affecting this work were declared by the research team. So, what do you think? Are leading pedestrian intervals the magic bullet cities need to protect walkers, or just one of many tools that must be carefully tailored and combined with other measures? Can we truly rely on timing signals to overcome deeper issues like urban design and driver behavior? Share your perspective. Your voice is vital in shaping safer streets for everyone. References and supporting materials, including the comprehensive list of cited studies, data sources, and the full data set and code, are accessible via the original publication's online platform, ensuring full transparency and enabling further exploration by interested readers. 7-second head start for pedestrians cuts injuries by 33%, new study explained. Imagine if simply giving pedestrians a few extra seconds to cross the street could save thousands of lives every year. It sounds almost too easy, but new research reveals that a modest 7-second head start for walkers at traffic lights can slash pedestrian injuries and fatalities by about 1/3. This simple timing adjustment isn't just a safety upgrade, it's potentially a life-saving game-changer and one of the most cost-effective traffic safety improvements that cities around the world could implement immediately. This breakthrough insight comes from a recent study led by the Columbia University Mailman School of Public Health, published in the journal Nature Cities. The researchers found that extending pedestrian crossing time by just 7 seconds before allowing cars to turn reduces pedestrian injuries, both fatal and non-fatal, by 33% at New York City intersections. These findings highlight how crucial timing is in protecting those on foot. The core idea is to give pedestrians enough time to get to the center of the intersection, where they are more visible to drivers, explained Christopher Morrison, the study's lead author and an assistant professor of epidemiology at Columbia Mailman School. Most crashes between pedestrians and vehicles occur near the curb, where drivers' visibility of people crossing is limited. This intervention, known as Leading Pedestrian Intervals, LPIs, creates a safe window where walkers start crossing ahead of turning vehicles. The head start typically lasts between 7 to 11 seconds, depending on intersection size, giving those on foot a significant visibility advantage and reducing dangerous conflicts with vehicles. To reach these conclusions, the research team analyzed data from 6,003 New York City intersections over a 6-year period, 2013 to 2018. This is the largest dataset ever used to evaluate how effective and safe LPIs are. Nearly half of the studied intersections already had LPIs installed, allowing for a comprehensive comparison. The analysis focused specifically on pedestrian injuries occurring within 100 feet of intersections controlled by traffic signals, providing precise insight into how these timed intervals affect safety. The results were compelling. The decrease in pedestrian injuries was consistent across all types of intersections. Even more striking, during daylight hours, fatal pedestrian crashes fell by as much as 65%. That's a dramatic drop, proving the effectiveness of this straightforward intervention in making city streets safer when most people are walking around. Sadesh Zaidi, a co-author of the study and a doctoral student in epidemiology at Columbia, reflected on the findings with a personal touch. As a city resident myself, it's incredibly reassuring to learn that interventions like LPIs championed by the New York City Department of Transportation are genuinely saving lives. New York City was an early pioneer in adopting the Vision Zero initiative in the US, a strategy originally developed in Sweden during the 1990s. The Vision Zero or Safe System approach acknowledges that human errors on the road are inevitable, so it aims to design safer systems with multiple layers of protection. This way, if one safety measure fails, others act as a backup to minimize harm. The pillars of Vision Zero include safer roads, safer vehicles, safer speeds, safer people, and improved medical care after crashes. Within this framework, LPIs represent a key, affordable component alongside other budget-friendly solutions like speed humps and turn-related calming devices such as rubber speed bumps. These measures collectively form the backbone of New York City's pedestrian safety plan. From a cost and scalability perspective, LPIs are among the most practical traffic safety tools available, noted Morrison. A 7-second pause for drivers might seem trivial, but it quite literally can mean the difference between life and death for someone crossing the street. Our research makes a strong case that LPIs should be implemented far more widely than they currently are. But here's where it gets controversial. While LPIs show clear safety benefits, some critics argue that longer light cycles could increase traffic congestion or frustrate drivers, potentially leading to riskier behaviors elsewhere. Is prioritizing pedestrian safety worth the possible trade-offs in vehicle flow? This debate invites a lively discussion. What do you think? Should cities everywhere embrace LPIs as a standard, or does the potential impact on traffic demand warrant a more balanced approach? For those eager to delve deeper, the full study and additional details are available through Columbia University's Mailman School of Public Health website and the Nature Cities Journal. Links for further reading. Columbia University Mailman School article, https://www.publichealth.columbia.edu/news/New-York-City-C-1-3rd fewer-pedestrian-injuries-longer-head-start-intervals. Original study in Nature Cities, https://www.nature.com/articles/s44284-025-00267-1. New study reveals 33% reduction in pedestrian injuries with longer head start intervals. New York City intersections see 1/3 fewer pedestrian injuries with longer head start intervals, LPIs, known as Leading Pedestrian Intervals, LPIs, which allow pedestrians to begin crossing before vehicles get a green light. These intervals, typically offering a 7 to 11 second lead, reduce pedestrian injuries by 33% at New York City intersections, according to a new study published in Nature City Star. The researchers analyzed data from 6,003 intersections across the city's largest dataset, evaluating LPI effectiveness over 2013 to 2018. The reduction was consistent across intersection types, with the most significant impact observed during daylight hours when fatal pedestrian crashes decreased by 65%. The study found that LPIs help pedestrians avoid accidents near traffic lights or curbs, where drivers are less likely to notice crossings. Using a spatial ecological panel design, the research evaluated injury risk from 2013 to 2018, based on precise geographic data from NYC Open Data and the city's Vision Zero initiative. Of the 2,869 intersections studied, 2,869 had LPI treatments installed. New York City was an early adopter of the U.S. Vision Zero program, a multidisciplinary effort to reduce traffic-related injuries and deaths. LPIs, alongside other low-cost measures such as speed humps and turn calming treatments, are central to the city's pedestrian safety strategy. Globally, road traffic crashes cause more than 1.35 million fatalities and 50 million injuries annually. In the U.S., over 68,000 pedestrian deaths and 6.1 million serious injuries occurred between 2011 and 2020, many in large cities like New York. The study focused on pedestrian injuries within 100 feet of signalized intersections. Intersections within 10 feet of an LPI were categorized as treated, while those beyond the buffer were considered untreated. As someone who lives in the city, it is good to know that interventions like LPIs led by NICDOT are making pedestrians safer, co-author Sadesh Zaidi noted. LPIs are one of the most affordable and scalable traffic safety interventions, Morrison emphasized. A 7-second delay for drivers could mean life or death for pedestrians. Our findings show they work, should be adopted widely,